shrewd bit of business by West Ham, bringing in Nicholas Füllkrug. And for him, great to get on the score sheet as well for Germany during this international break. So a few changes to the national team. Of course, no Manuel Neuer anymore. Marc-Andre ter Stegen, Julian Nagelsmann's go-to goalkeeper now. The FC Barcelona shot stopper made his 41st appearance for Team Germany. So very experienced, although he has spent the majority of his international career in the shadow of Manuel Neuer. Understandably so. Manuel Neuer, arguably one of the best to ever do it, not just for Team Germany, but could be considered one of the best goalkeepers to ever play the game, both at club and international level. One of those goalkeepers who really changed the game, was one of the first to ever really sort of play out from the back, have the confidence to do so, which is now considered the norm, really. But what a replacement he has in Marc-Andre ter Stegen. Many will have felt he was very unlucky to be part of the same generation. Well, a little younger than Manuel Neuer, of course, but sort of at his peak at the same time that Manuel Neuer was Germany's #1, but does have his opportunity now. And it's been an opportunity he has waited for and thoroughly deserves. And what a goalkeeper Marc-Andre ter Stegen is as well. And then he now has to lead by example. The other two goalkeepers in the current squad, Hoffenheim's Oliver Baumann, yet to pick up his first cap. And the same goes for Stuttgart's Alexander Nübel. Vivarex in the chat asking where Musiala and Wirtz are. Well, the players who were involved yesterday, especially those in the starting 11, not out on the pitch here this morning. They are recovering in the team hotel at the moment, currently indoors doing some very, very light training after an intense performance last night. No surprises there. Julian Nagelsmann making sure that some of his key players remain fit and ready for the upcoming game against the Netherlands. For those of you interested in watching that game, it is on Tuesday, so a few days' time. Day after tomorrow, to be precise. It's an 8:45 evening kickoff in Central Europe. Germany playing away from home. Should be a really, really good match. Definitely plenty to look forward to, and Germany taking some real momentum into that game as well. I think one player that perhaps doesn't or hasn't gotten quite as much mention as Wirtz and Musiala, and that's not taking anything away from that young duo's performance, because they certainly were the ones leading the charge yesterday. But Kai Havertz for me as well really has come into his own. Another stellar performance from him yesterday, getting on the score sheet. Could have easily had more than he had. Had a header come off the crossbar, a couple of chances here and there, skimming just past the target. But he really is turning into quite the influential player, and according to reports is quite the popular figure in the dressing room as well. Julian Nagelsmann has mentioned in press conferences recently that he looks at Kai Havertz as one of the leaders in the team. Easy to forget just how much experience he does have, you know, starting life in the Bundesliga, making a name for himself there, then venturing abroad. Time with Chelsea, now at Arsenal. Mikel Arteta looks to him as one of his key players as well. And it's no different under Julian Nagelsmann here in the national team. And to be fair to Kai Havertz, so quite a weapon for Team Germany. And just seems to be going from strength to strength. Henrichs and Can. Any questions you might have, any topics you might want to dive into. One talking point will certainly be that man Pavlovic. Just how big could he be for Germany? How good can he get? I mean, if you look at his impact off the bench yesterday, came on in about the 60th minute with Germany well and truly in control of the game. However, sometimes situations like that, even more difficult for players to come on and make an impact or get noticed. But he did not shy away from the opportunity. Within less than 10 minutes of coming on, found his name on the score sheet with a well-taken goal. Arriving late in the box, great movement, great anticipation. Read the opportunity. And was more than happy to oblige. Great moment for him. First international goal at senior level. And just his second appearance for the side. And if there's one way you want to make sure you stay in the senior squad, that is how you do it. Also, feel free to let us know how you think this so-called new era under Julian Nagelsmann with a new #1 in goal. Some of the big old names no longer part of the setup here, so very much not necessarily a new dynamic. Pavlovic, Musiala, Wirtz, just to name three. really seem to be thriving under Nagelsmann. Of course, always important not to get too ahead of things. It is just one win on what will be a long road to hopefully the top in coming years, but definitely on the right path. Terminator in the chat. Nations League 2024. Well, with performances like yesterday, could very easily be a successful Nations League campaign. Some of you asking where Rudiger is. Was not nominated for this international break squad. Kind of run through the squad selected by Julian Nagelsmann for these two games, these two Nations League encounters. One already done and dusted yesterday against Hungary, the next coming up on the 10th of September against the Netherlands. The three goalkeepers, Oliver Baumann, Alexander Nübel, and the new number one, Marc-Andre ter Stegen. The defenders selected: Waldemar Anton, Benjamin Henrichs, Joshua Kimmich, now the new team captain as well, Robin Koch, Maximilian Mittelstädt. Bundesliga and German football with Borussia Dortmund, and has been absolutely flying there. Great start to his career back in the Bundesliga. Already a go-to player in central midfield for Nuri Sahin and his BVB side. Then Jamal Musiala, Alexander Pavlovic, Angelo Stiller, Florian. Youngsters there in the mix in midfield, and then the attacking players. Maximilian Bayer, also a new arrival at Borussia Dortmund this summer. Niklas Füllkrug, former BVB player, now with West Ham United. Kai Havertz and Stuttgart's Dennis Undav. Still just 3 appearances at international level for Undav, but with the way he's been performing, especially last season, and if he can continue that this season, I think we might see quite a bit more from Dennis Undav under Nagelsmann. Has been continually selected by the management. So certainly big fans of Undav. Seeing the players in the middle of a shooting drill here. Nagelsmann watching on. For those of you in chat, already subscribed to the DFB YouTube channel, of course, but there are more ways than one to follow and support Team Germany. not just here on the YouTube channel. You can also follow us on TikTok. It is tiktok.com/@DFB, and the official Twitch channel as well, twitch.tv/DFB_official. So make sure you join us there as well to keep up to date with everything that is German football. And of course all the usual suspects available to everyone as well. You can follow DFB on Facebook, X and Instagram as well. So what do you guys at home think about Germany's chances against the Netherlands? Can they put together a similar performance against likely tougher opposition? It was a very dominant display against Hungary. And Netherlands will definitely pose a different challenge. That's for sure. Defensively, probably a little more organised, a little more sound. Going forward, definitely more of a threat, especially on the counter. Have some very, very pacey players in that final third. The likes of Daniel Malen, Cody Gakpo come to mind. Will certainly give the Germany backline a little more to think about. Didn't really have a lot to do yesterday. I mean, credit to Germany's dominance on the ball. Absolutely controlled the game from start to finish. Dominated possession. Didn't really give Hungary anything to work with. As already mentioned, the one chance, or half chance, that Hungary had in the game was sort of a run in on goal, and then a shot from just inside the box, but Germany's defence able to get the block in anyway, so it wasn't even a shot on target. That's how solid they were. And as already mentioned, could have easily been more than 5. There is Dennis Undav alongside Henrichs. Incredible season, last campaign at club level. It was his performances there that earned him his call up into the national team. As mentioned, he feels right at home as well with Team Germany. Will surely have his opportunities in the coming weeks, months, possibly even years. So another quick reminder of the schedule ahead for Team Germany. Up against the Netherlands away from home on Tuesday, 8:45 evening kickoff Central European time. Make sure you join us for that. And then back in action in October, in almost exactly a month's time after that Netherlands game. They take on Bosnia, also away from home. 3 days after that, on the 14th of October, up against the Netherlands again. and then cap off their league game matches against Bosnia at home and Hungary away in November. I have to say, these live open training sessions, not something that fans always get to be a part of or witness. It's a great look behind the scenes, of course. So often football players shielded away from everything apart from the matches themselves. Match day really the only time that fans get to get up close and personal with some of their heroes. And days like this are really great for those who take the time out of their day to come and support the team. It's always nice to give back. And it's probably nice for the players as well. Something a little different, a bit of a change of scenery. I think heading into this international break, there were certainly a few question marks in and around this so-called new era, with some absolute legends no longer part of the setup, of course. The likes of your Thomas Müllers, your Manuel Neuers. How quickly would other players be able to step up and try and fill those shoes? Can they fill those shoes? A lot of questions asked, but the perfect answer is in performances, and yesterday was quite the performance from Team Germany. So a few of those questions answered with that display, I'm sure. Zundaf fires one wide. Not happy with himself there. That's more like it from Henrichs though. On his left foot, and then a right one into the roof of the net. Telltale in the chat, it would seem very happy with Germany at the moment. Pretty possession focused. Sandro Wagner. Just setting things up here. It looks like it might be a mix of early possession, moving the ball forward, getting a shot in on goal. Alwyn Thomas, welcome to the live stream. Seeing all the children play makes me feel old. Well, I can almost understand exactly how you feel. Shirts as well. So, Pauline asking where the team is at the moment. They are at the Paulianis Stadium, which is in Düsseldorf. So, not in Frankfurt. The home ground of Fortuna Düsseldorf as well. Just east of the city centre, in the Flingen district of Düsseldorf. As presumed, a possession drill going on here. Little rondo between the players. Looks like they have to complete a number of passes before moving the ball forward into the final third and then look for the finish. A very light training session as expected. And more focus on those players who were less involved last night. One would presume the likes of Wirtz, Musiala and company indoors at the minute, probably on a bike, not exerting too much energy, having put in quite the shift yesterday. Feel free to take on the managerial role from the comfort of your sofa yourself. And let us know who your starting 11 against the Netherlands should be, could be. Who would you pick to lead the line? Niklas Füllkrug getting the party started yesterday. Would he be your go-to striker up front? Or do you think perhaps some of the new boys, less experienced, in the form of Dennis Undav or Maximilian Bayer, should be given a chance to impress? Difficult to see a way past Niklas Füllkrug at the moment. Or would you leave all of them on the bench? Of course, Kai Havertz can lead the line as well. Aymar in chat, saying good job for yesterday and wishing the boys good luck against the Netherlands on Tuesday. Much appreciated. Thanks for joining us, Aymar. Also feel free to let us know your man of the match yesterday was. I think safe to say the majority will choose Musiala, and rightfully so. Involved in 4 goals, on the score sheet himself. Kalani saying hello from Alaska. A big hello back. Thanks for joining us here. Hope you're enjoying the live stream, and hope you'll join us for that game against the Netherlands on Tuesday. Never ceases to amaze how support for Germany comes in from all around the world. I have to say, it is a very nice mix of experience and young blood and talent that Nagelsmann has at his disposal now. As now those players from yesterday making their way out. You can hear the excitement from the fans as well. That man Jamal Musiala, what a player already. His progression continues in the same manner. Well, what a player he could yet become. Germany very lucky when it comes to the likes of Musiala and Florian Wirtz, 2 players that really are turning into world-class players, if they aren't that already. Pascal Gross, Jonathan Tah, just signing some shirts before they get involved as well. Amir Ali in the chats. Welcome, thank you for joining us. Where is Neuer? Neuer is no more. It is a new era with Marc-Andre ter Stegen, now the Germany #1 in between the sticks. What a servant to the team though Manuel Neuer has been. Will go down as one of the greats, if not the greatest, if you ask me. I think in terms of playing out from the back, composure on the ball in pressure situations, and then reaction saves. It's hard to think of too many that have done it better. And then at such a consistent level for the length of time that he did it as well. Not to mention coming back from some serious injuries in that time, but performance levels never really dipping. What an outstanding player. informed with focus on the DFB Pokal in particular. Well, there is the DFB Pokal channel on Facebook, X also, as well as Instagram. All updates will be found there. Mesut joining us from Bangladesh. TF asking, should Julian Brandt be selected? Well, it's a good shout. Very good shout. He was in action yesterday, not at a competitive level though, as part of a testimonial friendly at the Signal Iduna Park as BVB bidding farewell to Polish international duo Jakub Błaszczykowski and Łukasz Piszczek. Two BVB legends hanging up their boots. And Julian Brandt involved in that game, scoring a goal as well, albeit was more about having a good time rather than being competitive. Ashgat Singh asking, can anyone fill Kroos's place? Well, big boots to fill. Quite a number of big boots to fill in this new era. Struggle to think of too many better central midfielders than Toni Kroos. What a career and what a player. But I do think Germany have some very exciting players in their team, especially in midfield. But perhaps sort of slightly different players, if you like. Angelo Stiller is one of those players who's coming up, still learning, but so much potential there. Pascal Gross, I think, is a very underrated player when it comes to just composure on the ball, making the right pass, rarely giving the ball away, and his distribution is absolutely superb. Of course, Toni Kroos, one of the best to ever do it, not taking anything away from the Germany, Real Madrid legend. But I do think Germany have some very good players coming through. Robert Andrich from Leverkusen as well, a player who's really found his peak at the moment with Leverkusen and his performances for Germany, albeit he's only has 11 under his belt so far. I think plenty more to come from him as well. And I think that's what's exciting about this Germany team, is the best is yet to come. With this new squad, this new look, a really good balance, some very experienced players, some less experienced, but the dynamic in the team, the relationship between players, all seems to be pointing in the right direction, and that can only mean good things in the future for this side. And then of course you have players like Alexander Pavlovic coming through. One goal in just 2 appearances already, scoring yesterday. He looks like a real talent for the future. I mean, he already is one, but I think with him the ceiling is still so high, and he still has so much he can achieve, so many ways in which he can develop as a player. So very exciting there. Zinos asking, who do you think will succeed Julian Nagelsmann? Well, that's probably early days when it comes to that. I think with the way things have been going, Nagelsmann's been doing a fantastic job. I think he's put a lot of smiles on a lot of faces, and I don't see anything changing in that department anytime soon. Of course, you never know in football, but I think at the moment he is the go-to man, and for good reason. And will probably be there for a while if things keep going the way they have. So probably roughly about a quarter of an hour still to go here. This open training session. Things have moved on to a game in a sort of small-sided pitch now. Again, focus on possession, but a little bit more open play. Doesn't look like those involved yesterday will be involved in proceedings here. Viewers joining us from Thailand as well. Big thank you for joining us. Chuck joining us in the chat as well. Hi from Georgia. Big hi back, thanks for joining us. Yesterday, a double happy day. Georgia beating the Czech Republic. Yeah, it was a strong performance from them. Some exciting players in the Georgian team at the moment. Kvaratskhelia, definitely a really exciting talent, not to mention Mamardashvili in goal. Just to name a few. Kvaratskhelia, a really exciting player if you ask me. Kvaradona, as they call him, as I'm sure you well know. I'd love to see him perhaps make a move to a bigger team. Not that he's at a small one now, but possibly ply his trade in the Premier League or something like that. Xenos, which players do you see joining Germany? As it is a 23-man squad. 3 more players are likely to join. Well, I think Julian Brandt probably gets a good shout. Very influential player at BVB. And then, well, the rest is really up for grabs. Do you go for experience? Do you go for youth? Do you go for a mix of both? I suppose Brandt is a perfect example of a mix of both. Very experienced at club level, has played at the very highest and in the very biggest competitions at club level, has been influential at international level as well. Brown Kamwimbi asking, who is your favourite Georgian player? Well, I think Kvaradona would have to be the most exciting player for me. But the focus is on Team Germany here. But I do appreciate the question. Exciting times for that nation as well. And thank you for joining us as well. Xenos, which club do you support? Number of clubs. Germany, of course. In German football, black and yellow would be my colours. And then in the Premier League, black and white would be my colours. So I'll let you take a guess. Scary, hitting the nail on the head. As does Spicy. Brown with the question, which club will win the Bundesliga this season? That is a great question, because for the first time in a long time, I think it could be a real battle. Could have like a 4 or 5, possibly, 6 maybe too many, but a 4 or 5 team race. I think the likes of Stuttgart and Leverkusen have looked really good. Managed to see quite a bit of them in pre-season. Of course, played each other in the Super Cup, which was a real battle between those two. Exciting times for Leverkusen. I think Xabi Alonso's got something going there that's really exciting going forward. And then, of course, you've always got BVB and Bayern Munich in the mix. There's no getting past those two. And then I think there might be a fifth that could raise a few eyebrows as well. Who that fifth is, well, I think there's a number of contenders, but let's say 4 teams for me are really in the mix. Stuttgart, Leverkusen, BVB and Bayern Munich. Could be a very exciting season in the German top flight. DJ Saha joining us from Bangladesh. Thank you for getting involved. Fabian, herzlich willkommen. A Hertha BSC fan, hoping his side will be in the German top flight next season. Connor Herrmann, massive fan of Germany. Here is your shout out. Thank you for joining us. Great to have you here. Xenos, 5th likely to be Leipzig. Very good shout. It was a cracking game between Leverkusen and Leipzig just before the international break. What a turnaround as well. Leverkusen looked like they were in cruise control, and then all of a sudden Leipzig turning the game on its head, bringing an end to an incredible unbeaten run at home for Leverkusen. You're welcome, Connor. No worries. So, Sandro Wagner and company. Just giving the players a quick break. Looks like there might be one more exercise on the menu. As this live training session slowly but surely running down. Interesting insight into behind the scenes here at Germany, with Julian Nagelsmann, Sandro Wagner at the helm. Of course, I'm sure they won't be giving too much away, so the exercises on show probably relatively straightforward. Should there be anyone from Team Netherlands in attendance as well, they won't have too much to write home about. Xenos wants to learn German and wants to know where to start. Well, no better way to learn a language than possibly try and get to the country and experience not just the language but the culture as well. Possibly even come over and watch a Germany game. That will certainly help. DJ Saha, prediction about Germany versus Netherlands match. Well, based on yesterday's performance, I'd have to say Germany definitely going into the game as favourites. If they can get anywhere close to those sort of performance levels, I think they're in a great position to pick up another 3 points, another victory. Defensively looked really, really solid, although the defence was arguably not put under too much pressure. I think it'll be much more of a test against the Netherlands, and they're pacey and very tricky forward players. But I'd say I'm confident going into the game. I think 2-0, 3-0 wouldn't be too surprising. Zone 59 joining us from Nepal. Welcome to the live stream. Brown with the question, do you think Germany can win the UEFA Nations League? I certainly think they've got a great chance. Still very early into the competition, but definitely have to be considered one of the favourites. Of course, so many factors come into play in a competition that is played over such a long period of time. Form and momentum can change, injuries can come into play as well. And the fact that more often than not, it's never the same 11 for every game as well. There's that added challenge as well. So important for the likes of Julian Nagelsmann, Sandro Wagner to sort of get a philosophy into Team Germany, and then make sure that whoever comes in can easily adapt to that philosophy, pick it up and make it a part of their game. This is why Julian Nagelsmann was talking about roles within the team becoming such an important factor moving forward. Yes, you will always have your go-to players, but can those go-to players then help others sort of come into the team easily, feel part of it quickly? And can that philosophy, excuse me, I can get the words out of my mouth correctly, then run through the veins of the entire squad? Certainly seems to be going well so far. Apologies, Rishi. Krishna also joining us from India. Ryan asking about the transfer of the season. I presume you mean in the Bundesliga. Good question. Tell you what, I'm excited to see Guirassy and how he gets going at Borussia Dortmund. Incredible season. Last campaign with VfB before making the move. Waldemar Anton joining him. Stuttgart now at BVB as well. But I think Guirassy could be, if he comes to anywhere close to what he did for Stuttgart last season and does that at BVB, well, what a signing that could be. Rishi in chat proposing a friendly against India. Well, I'm sure there'd be quite the turnout if Germany did show up. Never ceases to amaze just how much support there is around the world for Germany. Shouldn't come really as too much of a surprise with some of the players they have at their disposal. But still, always nice to see. And a big heart goes out to all the friends and fans of Germany around the world, not just in India, Nations League format, Ryan, is European teams sort of split into different leagues, and then qualification or automatic qualification for other international tournaments then awarded for those who do best. Sort of set up by international football in Europe as a way of bringing a bit more of a competitive nature to the international breaks. Formerly was just really friendlies and used by teams as a way of sort of building the squad for upcoming tournaments, but now with the Nations League there is more of a competitive element to it, and teams rewarded for doing well in it as well. So the idea behind it is to make these international breaks a little more exciting for fans, but also a little more influential in terms of what it can mean for international teams as well.